Welcome to today's video. In the next 9 minutes, I will guide you through how to draw a mosquito in great detail and vividness. Mosquitoes are small insects, but their bodies have a rather complex structure with a small head, a long body, thin legs, and transparent wings. So when drawing, we need to pay attention to proportions and thin lines. Prepare paper pencils, erasers, and if you want, you can also prepare colored pencils or watercolors to complete the drawing after sketching. Before we start, imagine a mosquito sitting on the surface of a leaf or floating in the air. The most prominent features are the small head with a long pointed proboscis compound eyes that take up most of the head, a long thin body, and 6 thin legs. The thin transparent wings create a feeling of lightness, almost floating. When drawing, it is important to keep the mosquito's body slender and flexible so that the drawing looks natural and vivid. Let's start with the head. Draw a small oval or semi-oval just enough to form the base for the eyes and proboscis. The mosquito's head is slightly rounded but tapers towards the proboscis, so sketch it lightly, keeping it soft for easy adjustment. Next, draw the compound eyes. The mosquito's eyes are quite large compared to the head in the form of long ovals on either side. You can add some light lines or small dots to suggest the compound eye texture, but don't go into too much detail. Then draw a long pointed proboscis that extends forward. The proboscis is a thin curve tapering slightly towards the tip, so draw it thin and gracefully. This is an important identifying feature, making your drawing instantly recognizable as a mosquito. Next, draw the thorax. The thorax is quite small, but is where the legs and wings attach, so draw a small oval extending from behind the head. The curve of the thorax should be gentle, slightly tapering where it joins the head. The thorax also usually has a few lines suggesting surface detail. You can add short parallel curves to create a natural, rough feeling. Next, draw the abdomen. The abdomen is long, thin, and has many segments, usually slightly curved towards the end. Draw a long, thin shape divided into 6 to 8 segments using gentle curves. You can make each segment slightly rounded and press the edges lightly to create three-dimensionality. When connecting the abdomen to the thorax, make the connection soft, not too straight to keep the feeling natural. Now it's time to draw the wings. The mosquito has 2 thin, long, transparent wings coming from the thorax. Draw 2 long, slightly curved triangles. The wings are quite thin, so the outlines should not be bold. You can use light strokes to create a feeling of transparency. Then draw the wing veins with small, thin lines radiating from the base of the wings. The wing veins do not need to be too even, just suggest a few main lines and a few secondary lines to create a natural effect. The thin wings will give the feeling that the mosquito is hovering or about to take off. Next are the legs. The mosquito has 6 very long, thin legs. Draw 3 legs on each side starting from the chest. The front legs are slightly forward, the middle legs are straight down, and the back legs are backward to create balance. Each leg has 3 segments. The upper segment is slightly thick, the middle segment is straight, and the last segment is small and thin. Mosquito legs are usually slightly curved at the joints, so draw them gently and firmly. If you want more details, you can add a few small spikes on the legs to increase realism. When drawing the legs, remember to keep the lines thin, soft, and have a slight movement as if the mosquito is about to move or stop. After you have sketched the basic shape, go back and refine the entire outline. Erase the excess lines, emphasize the main lines, such as the head, body, legs, and wings. Check the proportions again. The head is small but prominent. The chest is small, the abdomen is long and thin, the wings are long and clear, the legs are thin but proportional. If you see any parts that are not balanced, you can adjust them immediately to make the picture more complete. Now let's create the shadows. The head can be lightly shaded under the eyes and on both sides of the trunk to create depth. The eyes can be shaded in the background, but keep the highlights to make them look lively. The chest and abdomen can be shaded in curves, the lower part of the body darker, the upper part lighter, creating a 3-dimensional feel. The legs should be lightly shaded, only emphasizing the joints to keep the legs slim and natural. For the wings, you can just shade them very lightly or leave them as is to keep the transparency, just suggesting the wing veins with thin lines. If you want, you can add some background details like a leaf or ground surface for the mosquito to stand on. A few small curves to represent the light or shadow of the mosquito will also help to make the picture more lively. But remember that the main character is the mosquito. The secondary details should be light, not confusing the picture. Finally, if you want to color, you can use gray, black and brown for the body and legs, black for the eyes, and leave the wings transparent or apply a very light blue to simulate light. When coloring, follow the length of the body and the curve of the legs so that the picture looks natural, slender, and lively. When you're done, take a look at your work. Mosquitoes are small insects but have a very delicate structure, and when you look closely, you will see that every detail from the mouth to the legs brings its own appeal. Drawing mosquitoes not only helps you practice your skills of observing details, controlling fine lines and curves, but also an interesting experience when discovering the hidden beauty of nature. Thank you for watching today's video. Hope you have lots of fun drawing and continue to explore the world of insects through painting. See you in the next drawing tutorial videos. Welcome to today's video. In the next 9 minutes, I will guide you on how to draw a lively and cute duck. Ducks are common familiar animals with a round shape, soft feathers, a short beak, and strong legs. When drawing, the most important thing is to keep the feeling of flexibility and cuteness in each line while paying attention to the proportions between the head, body, wings, and legs. Prepare drawing paper, pencils, erasers, and if you want, you can also prepare pencils or watercolors to color the picture after finishing. Before starting, imagine a duck standing or swimming on the water. The duck's body is quite round. The head is a bit small. The beak is short and round. The eyes are big and bright, giving it a lovely look. The duck's wings can be folded to the side of the body or spread out slightly to create liveliness. The duck's feet are a bit short with swimming membranes, helping it move easily on the water. When drawing, you should keep the curves soft to make the picture look lively, natural, and lovely. Now put down your pencil and start sketching the overall shape of the body. Draw an oval or ellipse that is slightly tilted to the left or right depending on the pose you want. The duck's body is the largest part, so keep your strokes firm but gentle, not too stiff. You can make the body slightly bulging at the front and tapering towards the tail to create a natural feel. Next, sketch the head. The duck's head is slightly round and smaller than the body, connected by a short neck. Draw a small circle or ellipse placed at the front edge of the body. If you want the duck to be turning its head, you can tilt its head slightly to the left or right. This will create a more natural and lively feel. After drawing the head, move on to drawing the eyes. Duck eyes are usually large, round, and bright. Draw a small circle near the center of the head with a small white dot inside to reflect light, making the duck look more soulful. If you want the duck to be cuter, you can draw the eyes slightly larger and evenly spaced on both sides of the head. Next is the beak. The duck's beak is short, slightly flat, slightly pointed at the tip, but not too hard. Draw a slight curve from the middle of the head to the front to make the beak. If you want the duck to smile or open its beak, you can draw a small curve below the beak to create an expressive look. The beak can be slightly thicker or thinner depending on the style, but it should be soft and in harmony with the head. After completing the head and beak, we move on to drawing the wings. Duck wings are usually folded close to the body or slightly spread out. Draw a curve from the middle of the body, extending it back, creating a slightly long and thin wing shape. Then draw small curves inside to suggest the structure of the wing feathers. These lines do not need to be too detailed, just emphasized to create a feeling of smooth feathers. If you want the duck to spread its wings, you can draw the wings slightly raised, creating the effect of movement. Now for the tail. The duck's tail is usually short, slightly flared out behind. Draw a few small curves to create a soft fan shape. The tail should curve up slightly to create a sense of life while balancing the body and wings. Next are the legs. Ducks have short, stubby legs with webbed swimming. Draw 2 small lines from the bottom of the body slightly outwards to create a standing or walking pose. The legs have 3 toes pointing forward and 1 pointing back, which can suggest webbed swimming with thin curves. When drawing the legs, keep the lines soft but firm to balance the round body and soft wings. Once the basic shape is complete, go back to refine the overall. Erase the extra lines and emphasize the main outlines of the headed body, wings, tail, and legs. Check the proportions: small head, round body, wings in harmony with the body, sturdy legs, and balanced position. If necessary, you can readjust the wings or legs to create a more natural duck shape. Now we proceed to shade the picture. The head can be lightly shaded at the bottom edge to create depth. Your eyes should be bright to make the duck look lively. The body and wings can be shaded in curves. The lower part of the body is darker, the upper part is lighter to create a 3-dimensional feeling. The tail and legs should also be lightly emphasized to create a highlight. When shading, keep the lines soft so as not to lose the cuteness of the duck. If you want, you can add a background for the duck, such as water grass or a small leaf. Draw some light curves to suggest water waves, or draw a smooth grass background to make the picture more lively. But remember that the duck is still the main character, so the secondary details should be light, not overwhelming. Finally, if you want to color, this is where the duck really shines. You can use yellow for the body, orange for the beak, and legs add a little white or pale yellow on the wings to create a light effect. Paint a light base first, then emphasize the details in the beak, legs, wings, and tail. The color should follow the natural curves of the body to keep it soft and natural. If you are painting ducks swimming in water, add a little light blue to suggest a reflective water surface. When you're done, take a few seconds to look at your work. You'll find that ducks are incredibly cute and fun to draw from the soft curves of their bodies, their smooth wings to their short stubby legs. Drawing ducks helps you practice your observation skills, control of soft lines, and overall composition. Whether your drawing is perfect or not, the important thing is that you've gone through the process of creating and learning. Thank you for watching the video until the end. Have fun drawing and continue to explore the colorful world of painting. See you in the next drawing tutorial videos.